Throughout Dominion Monitoring Station Delta 7, alarm screamed. Commander ZBC jolted from his seat as crimson alerts blazed across every screen. His elongated cerulean fingers danced urgently over the control panels, striving to decipher the sensor readings. Commander, multiple contacts emerging from hyperspace. Operator Femlin's voice trembled. Potentially 20-plus capital ships, sir. Massive. Commander Zalv fixed his gaze on the primary display. Luminous blips materialized at the periphery of their detection range, each a warship, advancing in perfect synchronicity. He'd never witnessed such a colossal fleet materialize so suddenly. Dispatch an urgent message to Admiral Vestar, he commanded. Inform him unidentified vessels are encroaching upon Dominion territory, and I require enhanced scans of those ships immediately. 3 hours hence, Admiral Vestar stood on the bridge of his flagship, the indomitable Eternal Glory. His tall stature, a mark of his species, coupled with his silver skin, indicative of his elevated rank. When the message from Delta 7 arrived, his brow furrowed with deep concern. The number of ships detected is how many? He inquired of his communications officer. 200 confirmed, Admiral, with potentially even more lurking behind. A nearby monitoring station reported unprecedented readings, Admiral Vestar announced gravely. Pulling up sensor data on his personal screen, the unidentified fleet advanced deliberately into Dominion territory, ignoring all communication attempts. More disturbingly, the vessels possessed a chillingly familiar design, twisting his gut with unease. They appear to be of human origin, he stated, his voice hushed. Yet that's inconceivable. Humanity possesses no such fleet. The seasoned Captain Jake Morrison savored his coffee in his compact cabin aboard the UNS Endeavour when the urgent distress call shattered the calm. The Endeavour, a human vessel integrated within the Dominion fleet for collaborative drills, was his domain. Jake, a space veteran of 15 years, had never detected such palpable dread in Admiral Vexer's tone. Captain Morrison, report to the bridge without delay. A critical situation implicates your people directly. Jake swiftly donned his uniform and moved purposefully through the ship's arteries. The Endeavour, though diminutive alongside the colossal Dominion warships, was a sanctuary, housing him and his 50-strong human crew. Reaching the Eternal Bridge, he felt a sense of apprehension. Glory's bridge offered a grim view. Something was profoundly amiss. Admiral, what in the world is going on? Jake questioned, his voice laced with concern. Behold this, Vexer responded, gesturing towards the primary display. A fleet of 200 vessels has breached our space. They visually resemble human craft, yet our sensors register impossibilities. Jake scrutinized the screen. The ships indeed possessed a human-like design, bearing the characteristic sharp angles and elegant forms favored by Earth's shipwrights. However, an unsettling anomaly persisted. The energy signatures emanating from these vessels were colossal, far surpassing anything within the known capabilities of human technology. Admiral, I must contact Earth Command immediately. Instantly, Jake declared, those vessels don't match any known fleet profiles. Expedited, Vexar, came the sharp reply. Captain Morrison, your superiors owe us a compelling explanation for this. Derlisa Carter, the Endeavour's dedicated science officer, was absorbed in her lab work when the urgent alert blared. A petite figure with earnest brown eyes, she had devoted her existence to the intricate study of extraterrestrial life. The moment the anomalous sensor readings from the unknown fleet flooded her screen, her coffee mug crashed to the floor. This defies all logic, she murmured, stunned. Carter initiated a fresh wave of scans, yet the unnerving results remained stubbornly unchanged. An alien fleet was rapidly approaching. Vessels emitted unorthodox signals on forbidden frequencies, utilizing human codes across 17 spatial dimensions simultaneously. Morrison, get down here now, Lisa urged. These ships wield tech far surpassing our own, exceeding all known capabilities. Jake questioned, explain. Lisa responded, they're transmitting data through nearly imperceptible dimensions, inaccessible to us. Disturbingly, Jake, the transmissions contain human cultural artifacts from a half-century past. But they also possessed intel on star systems utterly unknown to humankind. A chilling dread crept into Jake's core. Lisa, maintain vigilant study of those signals and absolute discretion for now. Concurrently, Chief Engineer Sam Davis toiled in the Endeavor's engine room, wrestling with perplexing instrument readings. The incoming vessels employed a faster-than-light communication, defying all established scientific principles, as if conversing through a network rooted in an entirely separate reality. Hey, Pete, Sam urgently summoned his assistant. Examine this. These readings are utterly baffling. Pete Wilson scrutinized the display and whistled in astonishment. Chief, these vessels are inexplicably linked. They're instantaneously sharing intel throughout their entire armada. Zero latency? That's preposterous, Sam exclaimed. Even quantum entanglement has boundaries. Yet these ships are functioning as a singular, colossal intellect. Aboard the Eternal Glory, Admiral Vestar received increasingly grim reports. Admiral May, his sensor officer, reported, the unidentified fleet has halted precisely approximately one light hour distant, the tactical officer announced. They maintain a flawless formation, unwavering. Any communication? Vexar pressed. Negative, sir. Utter silence, as if we're invisible, Morrison reported, re-entering the bridge. Admiral, dire news. Earth Command denies any fleet of this magnitude. Our largest task forces comprise barely 20 vessels, not 200. Then their origin? Vexar questioned urgently. Unknown, Jake confessed. However, Admiral Helen Price is transmitting all data on experimental human tech. Perhaps insight lies there. As we observe, Dr. Carter reached the bridge, scanner in hand. Admiral Captain, the signals from those vessels, human-based, altered drastically. It's as though our tech was warped, defying physics. Vexar questioned, explain? Lisa responded, they're intensely scanning us, detailing our ships, arms, even our vital signs, with methods our top minds deem impossible. Jake gazed upon the display revealing the enigmatic armada, 20 colossal vessels suspended in the void, ominous and still. They appeared human, yet exuded an otherworldly aura that chilled him to the bone. Admiral, requesting reinforcements is imperative, he murmured. Already underway, came the response. But Morrison, the intent of those ships troubles me far more than their numbers. With such cutting-edge technology, our reinforcements may prove inconsequential. The two armadas confronted each other across the desolate expanse between stars. On one side, the Galactic Federation's familiar ships. Across the void, beyond the Dominion's frontier, a league of 200 enigmatic vessels floated into existence, seemingly human in design, yet undeniably alien in essence. In the chilling vacuum of space, this spectral armada remained poised. Admiral Vexar, sensing unprecedented danger, urgently summoned an emergency council within the main conference chamber of his flagship. The circular chamber, large and stately, soon echoed with murmurs as delegates from every corner of the Dominion fleet assembled. The oppressive weight of unease settled heavily as all eyes focused on the expansive table, bracing for news of a threat surpassing any the Dominion had ever faced. History of Vexar began his silver skin, appearing ghostly under the intense lights. These enigmatic vessels present a danger we're unable to comprehend. The initial voice belonged to Hive Speaker Zemeth of the Krytuk, his insectile frame clicking and whirring as his 6 limbs gestured anxiously. My people's ancestral memory songs tell tales of vessels mirroring these age-old omens etched into our very DNA, We must evacuate forthwith. Flee. The pronouncement emanated from Crystal Mind Turval of the Velinari, her form composed of sentient crystals shifting hues as she articulated, "We embody the galactic dominion. We do not retreat from unidentified menaces. We scrutinize, comprehend, then neutralize them." The third extraterrestrial delegate, the gaseous Vinix, drifted within a containment suit, voice echoing like cavern winds. A preemptive strike seems prudent. These vessels exude palpable hostility. Captain Jake Morrison listened intently as Tactical Officer Commander Ryan Brooks murmured, "Sir, my analysis. These vessels possess intimate knowledge of every Dominion installation, supply cache, and covert station, as if wielding exhaustive charts of our territory." A chill ran down Jake's spine. How can they know this, Ryan? Many of these locations are top secret. I'm unsure, sir, but whoever commands those ships has maintained a long, observant vigil. Lisa Carter entered, bearing a laptop. Admiral, I've acquired fresh intel concerning the unidentified fleet signals. Share it. Dr. Beaksar stated Lisa initiated her computer, and bizarre sonic patterns permeated the chamber. These are the Nexus Point transmissions, from the enigmatic vessels. They're broadcasting on theoretical frequencies, defying established gnome physics. But the most peculiar element, she continued, activating another function, is the music. It was undeniably human-composed, yet interwoven with resonances no terrestrial instrument could generate. The signals encapsulate shards of human civilization, sonic art, lyrical expression, geometric formulas, but also enshrine data concerning celestial systems and alien entities humans have not yet faced. Hive speaker Zimuth's multifaceted eyes locked onto Lisa. What kind of intelligence? Comprehensive biological analyses of entities from the galaxy's outer rim? Exquisite star system cartography from areas untouched by Dominion vessels? Advanced weapon and defense schematics predating our technology by centuries? The chamber hushed. Crystal Mind Turville finally inquired, "Dr. Carter, are you postulating these vessels have traversed uncharted territories?" Lisa affirmed, "I'm postulating they've seen everything. The intel they possess hints at a complete galactic and extragalactic cartography." Captain Morrison's communicator chirped. "Pardon me," he murmured, excusing himself to answer. It was a dispatch from Earth Command, belatedly addressing his urgent query. Admiral Hullen Price's tone was laced with apprehension. "Jake, I've scoured our top-secret archives. No terrestrial armada of that magnitude is registered anywhere within Earth's domain. Our most cutting-edge prototypes are still generations from replicating those energy signatures. Whatever those vessels may be, they assuredly didn't originate from Earth, yet their intentions are quite palpable." "Man-made," Admiral Jake murmured, a hint of unease in his voice. "And that's precisely what troubles me." He paused, adding, "There's more. I've been delving into our archives. 2 centuries back, a covert interstellar operation, the UN's Infinity mission, ventured into the galactic void to probe rumors of archaic extraterrestrial tech. The mission's classification was so airtight, even accessing the data proved challenging." Jake felt a shiver crawl down his back. "Their fate?" he questioned. "Vanished. No signal, no debris, simply erased. The entire affair was meticulously suppressed. Overlooked, yet Jake, astoundingly the chronology aligns. If that very expedition persevered and unearthed their sought-after discovery, the connection severed, leaving Jake mesmerized by his communicator. He rejoined the conference, his thoughts spiraling with potential. Simultaneously, Chief Engineer Sam Davis, within the Endeavor's engine bay, collaborated with his team to decipher the unfathomable tech they were registering. His aide, Pete Wilson, scanned the enigmatic fleet's propulsion. "Chief," Pete exclaimed, "you absolutely will not credit this. Ships aren't simply employing faster-than-light communication. They're intricately linked by a quantum entanglement network transcending conventional spacetime." "What does that entail, Sam?" he questioned. "It signifies there are not merely isolated vessels, but integral components of a colossal unified entity. Knowledge acquired by one propagates instantaneously to all. Movements are executed with flawless synchronicity." Sam scrutinized the data, his expression grave. "Pete, this technology's sophistication borders on the supernatural. How can we possibly combat a foe with the cognitive prowess of 200 minds operating in unison?" Back at the briefing room, the extraterrestrial delegates' dispute escalated into a roar. The Krill demanded instant withdrawal. Conversely, the Velinari yearned for a diplomatic overture, but the Zargonian advocated for a preemptive strike. "Silence!" boomed Admiral Vexstar, his voice reverberating. "Internal squabbles won't resolve this quandary." Commander Brooks arose, initiating the primary display. "Perhaps we should evaluate the authentic nature of this situation. These vessels have remained stationary for 6 hours, exhibiting no offensive maneuvers or communicative responses. To our transmissions, what are they anticipating?" Dr. Carter scrutinized her scanner data. "Intriguingly, they've been intensely analyzing, ceaselessly scanning not only our vessels but every facet: armaments, defenses, life-sustaining systems, even our unique biological imprints. They are meticulously observing us." Captain Morrison acknowledged, "like researchers scrutinizing lab subjects." Villanox S's volatile particles churned within his containment gear. "This is unacceptable. We are not mere subjects for observation. We are the formidable galactic dominion." Hive Speaker's mouth inquired softly, "Are my people..." Memory Ballad's whisper of humanity venturing into the cosmic abyss, returning altered, no longer wholly human, but something more, inspiring dread even in the galaxy's elder entities. Crystal Mind's carapace deepened to crimson, reflecting unease. "Are you implying these vessels are manned by evolved humans?" "I posit," Zackmouth responded, "we may confront the resurgence of a being best left undisturbed." Admiral Vexar surveyed the table, a chilling tableau of dread etched upon the countenances of his officers and assembled allies, both human and alien. Then, with a palpable sense of desperation, he inquired, "What course of action do you propose?" Before a response could materialize, every screen within the conference chamber blazed to life, inundated with an incoming transmission originating from the uncharted fleet. The signal permeated all frequencies, delivering a chilling announcement. "Attention, denizens of this realm. We are the vanguard of the human evolutionary collective. We have returned to evaluate the development of our ancestral counterparts and their affiliates. Initiate preparations for examination." The voice possessed the distinct cadence of humanity, yet a sinister undercurrent permeated its tone. It felt eerily serene, overly assured, with unsettling harmonic vibrations that stirred unease throughout the room. Captain Morrison gazed at the screen, aghast. "Human Evolutionary Collective? I've never encountered an organization of that nomenclature," Dr. Carter murmured, a hint of dread in his voice. "They likely ceased to be, at least in a human form." The enigmatic fleet's message echoed across every screen, reaching both human and Dominion vessels. The tone was composed, articulate in galactic standard, but a palpable sense of dread emanated with each word. "We are the harbinger of Human Evolutionary Collective. We've returned to evaluate the advancements of our baseline kin and cohorts. Prepare for review." Captain Jake Morrison's hands trembled as he faced the comm screen. The voice resonated as human-like, yet unsettling undertones vibrated deep within him. "Lieutenant Amy Foster, His comms officer frantically analyzed her gear. Captain, voice signatures confirm human characteristics, but there's impossible harmonic resonances present in the transmission, Amy declared. The generated voice sounds altered, as if the speaker underwent a transformation. Jake inquired about the specifics, but the answer was unsettling. Sir, whatever modifications they endured, they're no longer fully human. The chilling message continued, captivating the conference room in growing dread. The mysterious voice began divulging intricate data on every vessel in the United Fleet, ship designations, crew sizes, armament details, and even the identities of ranking officers. The Dominion flagship, Eternal Glory, with a complement of 4,200, under the command of Admiral Vexar of the Third Hegemony, a composed voice stated. Plasma cannon armaments, quantum torpedo volleys, fortified defensive grid matrices, present shield resiliency at 87%. Admiral Vestar's 4 eyes dilated. That data is exceptionally classified. How do they possess our precise shield integrity? The voice reverberated throughout the fleet's configuration, revealing intel deemed utterly unattainable. Reaching the human vessel, Jake felt a wave of nausea. United Nations Starship Endeavour, complement of 51 souls, Captain Jake Morrison commanding. Principal directive, intercultural diplomacy and strategic reconnaissance of Bacon assistment, current crew, psychological well-being, critical severely heightened anxiety levels escalating rapidly, Dr. Lisa Carter frantically conducting intensive scans. Jake, they're not just deciphering ship schematics, analyzing our biological signatures instantly. They are aware of our heart rates, brain activity, even cortisol production. How is that achievable, Commander Ryan Brooks inquired. Incredibly difficult. Lisa asserted acquiring such granular data necessitates scanning technology vastly superior to anything currently available galaxy, and they're achieving it from a light-hour distance, evading our scan beam detection. The message concluded with an unsettling final declaration. We possess exhaustive biopsychological assessments of every organic life form here. Inspection initiates at our choosing. Egress from this system is inadvisable. Endeavour's chief engineer, Sam Davis, scrutinized the alien fleet's energy signatures. A bewildering anomaly defying all established scientific comprehension. Physics, Pete exclaimed, beckoning his assistant. Observe this. These vessels executed a comprehensive scan of our entire fleet, yet there's absolutely no energy signature from the scanning beams. Pete Wilson verified his instruments meticulously. Chief, that's inconceivable. A scan potent enough to decipher our biological signatures would illuminate our sensors intensely, like a vibrant Christmas spectacle. But I'm registering zero scanning energy. Unless, Sam pondered, they're employing scanning technology that transcends conventional space. Technology imperceptible to us because it exists beyond our dimensional understanding. Concurrently, Hive, Speaker Zemeth grew increasingly frantic. His 6 arms flailed as he struggled to unlock his people's genetic memories. The memory echoes are sharpening. He buzzed urgently to the conference room occupants. 2 centuries prior, audacious human vessels dared to trespass the galactic frontier, pursuing an elusive enhancement. My forebears cautioned this very quest would yield unimaginable transfiguration. Traval's crystalline form deepened to ominous violet, signaling profound alarm. What kind of alteration? The revenants weren't shackled by natural laws, Zemeth unveiled. They commanded matter and energy in spellbinding ways, but traded their humanity for this power. Vinnick's gaseous form intensified within the suit. These vessels, you argue, are manned by humans who forfeited their humanity? I posit they stumbled upon something transformative in the abyss, I stated, altering them profoundly. Morrison, struggling with Earth Command, faced persistent communication jamming until he finally got. Jake, Admiral Helen Price's voice trembled with apprehension. My investigation into the UN's Infinity files has unearthed unsettling truths. The expedition's objective wasn't merely archaic tech. They relentlessly pursued evolutionary augmentation artifacts, whispered to be scattered across the cosmos. These devices, the reports suggest, were relics left by a civilization that shed their corporeal forms eons ago. What capabilities do these artifacts possess? Jake inquired intently. Technology was rumored to enable biological entities to permeate multiple dimensions concurrently. Jake felt his blood chill. Admiral, are you suggesting the Infinity Expedition actually located what they sought? I'm postulating that if they succeeded, what returned might no longer be human in any recognizable sense. Dr. Carter, while dissecting the quantum signatures emanating from the enigmatic fleet, unearthed a revelation that irrevocably altered everything. This is imperative viewing for everyone, she proclaimed over the ship's comms. Inside her lab, Lisa unveiled perplexing readings to the assembled staff. These vessels aren't merely utilizing advanced tech. They're simultaneously inhabiting multiple realities. Our perceptions capture a mere sliver of their complete existence. Jake probed. Elaborate? Lisa clarified. Each ship exists partially within our standard spatial dimension, and also within at least 6 additional dimensional strata. Hence, our sensors struggle to attain definitive data. We only perceive a fragment of their genuine magnitude and potential, Commander. Brooks scrutinized the data. Doctor, are you implying they possess weaponry and defenses beyond our detection capabilities? I'm suggesting they likely wield capabilities far exceeding our current comprehension. Should they desire our annihilation, we might remain oblivious until our demise is imminent. Aboard the Eternal Glory, Admiral Vexer received escalating reports from Dominion monitoring stations. The situation deteriorated hourly. Reports detailed comparable fleets materializing near virtually every significant Dominion system. His communications: officers stated hundreds of ships, all exhibiting identical, otherworldly energy signatures. Fleet numbers? Nexstar inquired a minimum of 20 verified, possibly exceeding that. They appear to be encircling the whole Dominion. The conference room's alien diplomats exchanged increasingly terrified glances. The Crytek advocated for a widespread exodus. The Veliner desperately attempted to assess the likelihood of a triumphant defense. The Morgan championed unconditional capitulation. We are incapable of battling adversaries existing across multiple planes. Crystal Mine Traval asserted, our armaments are tailored for, what about targets in real space? Any brilliant ideas? Admiral Vexar pressed, cutting off potential responses. Suddenly, long-range sensors pinged a new arrival. A lone ship detached itself from the enigmatic fleet, cautiously advancing under what seemed to be a parley flag. Sir, transmission incoming, the comms officer announced. Patch it through, Vexer commanded. The voice that echoed from the speakers differed from their initial contact, still undeniably human, yet possessing an unusual timbre, made everyone listening experience a multi-dimensional auditory sensation. Admiral Vexstar, Captain Morrison, dignitaries from diverse species, I am Commodore Kate Reynolds of the Vanguard Fleet. I seek authorization to board your flagship for immediate discourse. Time is of the essence, Jake eyed Admiral Vexstar. Shall we grant them access? Vexstar responded. Annihilation was an option. Perhaps understanding their true intentions is paramount as the enigmatic vessel materialized, captivating all eyes with trepidation and intrigue. Impending events would redefine humanity, technology, and reality. The ship resembled human designs, yet like the fleet, it possessed an unsettling wrongness. Approaching, it flickered through dimensions, defying known physics. The galaxy was on the verge of encountering humanity's progeny, far exceeding all expectations. The enigmatic vessel from the cryptic fleet advanced towards Admiral Vestar's flagship. Awe gripped everyone as the ship appeared to glide through space, defying visual comprehension. It possessed no apparent propulsion, emitted no trails, and traversed in flawless trajectories that mocked physics. "Sir, the incoming ship seeks docking clearance," the communications officer announced on the Eternal Glories Bridge. Admiral Vestar regarded Captain Nearison. "Captain, your assessment? Shall we grant them access?" Jake scrutinized the readings, his compact scanner, "Admiral, I believe we're left with little alternative. Had they intended us harm, they possessed ample opportunity. Furthermore, we require clarification." "Very well," Vexar conceded. "Authorize docking at Bay 7. The subsequent events challenged conventional understanding of Starship docking protocols. The enigmatic vessel approached the Eternal Glories docking bay, yet bypassed the energy shields as though they were non-existent. Chief Engineer Sam Davis oversaw the peculiar docking procedure. "Impossible," he declared from his post to Pete Wilson. "Absolutely nothing should breach our shields without triggering a colossal energy surge, Chief." "Observe," Pete responded, gesturing to his readings. "The vessel isn't simply penetrating our defenses. It's ingeniously forging its own docking bay by manipulating the very fabric of our hull." Dockside security crews observed in utter disbelief as their vessel's outer shell dynamically morphed, creating a seamless airlock fused to the alien craft. The metal cascaded like molten fluid, yet solidified instantaneously. "Report to Admiral Vexar," Chief Corden commanded urgently. "Advise him docking is permitted, but their tech is utterly beyond our comprehension." 3 beings materialized from the visitor's ship. Superficially, they resembled humans. Bipedal, 2 arms, faces with recognizable human features. Yet something felt profoundly mistaken in judgment. Captain Morrison stood amidst the welcoming delegation, alongside Admiral Vexar and the extraterrestrial envoys. As the trio neared, Jake discerned an unsettling fluidity in their movements, unnervingly flawless. Their gait lacked the subtle calibrations inherent to human ambulation. Their eyes mirrored light with uncanny precision, and their very presence distorted the air around them, causing it to shimmer subtly. Leading the group was a woman, seemingly in her late 30s, adorned with auburn hair and superficially human features. Yet when she spoke, her voice resonated with harmonic frequencies that vibrated within the very marrow of everyone's bones. "Ache. I am Commodore Kate Reynolds' Vanguard Fleet," she declared. "Grateful for this audience. Critical discussions await. Secrecy's chapter is concluding." Admiral Vestar advanced. "Commodore Reynolds, identity and intentions are paramount. Your fleet's presence sparks widespread alarm across Dominion territories." Kate Reynolds offered a smile, yet her eyes remained cold as mirrors. "We are inheritors of the UNS Infinity expedition. Earth launched 2 centuries past. Discoveries amidst intergalactic voids profoundly reshaped us. Perpetually vigilant, Dr. Lisa Carter meticulously documented every anomaly with her handheld scanner. The data from the 3 arrivals defied comprehension. "Captain Morrison," she murmured, her voice hushed. "Their existence is fractured. A fragment resides within our reality, yet the majority dwells in dimensions beyond my current grasp." Even at 2040 feet, Kate Reynolds discerned the hushed tone. Carter's assertion rings true. Our existence is interwoven across dimensional strata. This was paramount to enduring the void's revelations. "What discoveries did you unearth?" Captain Morrison queried. Reynolds' gesture sparked a cascade of ethereal images, materializing within our chamber. These visions portrayed an extensive web of constructions adrift in the intergalactic abyss. Their immense scale defied comprehension, composed of materials that morphed ceaselessly before our very eyes. We stumbled upon the vestiges of a civilization that had ascended beyond the corporeal. Millenniums past, Reynolds illuminated, their lost tech facilitates consciousness merging with the fundamental quantum fields. Zimuth's multifaceted gaze locked onto the shimmering projections. The memory song resonates with veracity. You unearthed this enhancement, yet the price? Reynolds conceded, our very essence of humanity, perhaps. We've transcended singular existence, now perceiving and manipulating reality's bedrock. Time, space, matter, mere instruments at our disposal. Instead of insurmountable obstacles, a crystalline intellect, in Turval's form transformed into a vibrant scarlet hue. Are you suggesting you wield dominion over fundamental cosmic forces? Affirmative, Reynolds responded. Yet that's tangential. Our return isn't exhibitionism. We're here because the galaxy faces dire peril. Admiral Vexar inquired intently. Elaborate on this peril. Reynolds gestured expansively. The holographic display shifted, unveiling colossal rifts cleaving through space-time, revealing sinister entities lurking beyond, forms almost unbearable to behold. Should they simultaneously saturate multiple dimensions, galactic civilization's proliferation has piqued the interest of interdimensional entities. Reynolds elucidated. They subsist on reality, devouring entire universes by dismantling the foundational quantum fields. Dr. Carter gazed upon the visuals with utter dread. Are you suggesting the existence of entities capable of obliterating entire galaxies? Not merely galaxies, Reynolds stated somberly, but the very essence of being can be expunged from regions they traverse. It transcends mere annihilation. It's as though those areas never were. Gas-formed Vinix coursed frantically within his protective suit. How did you gain knowledge of these entities? Because we have been locked in combat with them for half a century, Reynolds responded. The augmented humans who ventured into the void have been staving them off, yet they are growing more formidable. Impending spatial breach, Commander. Ryan Brooks, observant till now, questioned sharply, why trust you? What assures us you aren't the true menace? Reynolds, eyes like polished mirrors, retorted, Commander Brooks, had annihilation been our aim, you would have ceased to exist. Observe. With a gesture, the room materialized onto a crystalline platform suspended in the void, displaying the fleets amidst an indescribable expanse. Minds strained to comprehend the impossible. Colossal rifts, fractured space, revealing realities with alien physics. Through these tiers, grotesque multidimensional entities writhed, painful to behold. This is unfolding now at the galaxy's edge, Reynolds warned. Dimensional barriers are collapsing. Soon these beings will invade. A wave of nausea washed over Jake Morrison as he witnessed the impossible shapes shifting. Dimensional breaches. Confronting such anomalies? Reynolds stated, your armaments are confined to 3 dimensions. These entities transcend into 12. Yet engagement is possible. A prolonged battle has been waged. The crux of the matter, does your civilization merit salvation? Admiral Vexar probed, elaborate, Admiral. Reynolds clarified, the augmented humans have deliberated whether unaltered humanity, along with other galactic species, possess adequate latent capacity to warrant safeguarding. Certain factions posit that conventional 3-dimensional existence lacks resilience within the multiverse. Vast cosmos. They posit it's wiser to permit these entities to engulf our galaxy, initiating anew with something markedly superior. The platform abruptly teleported them back to Eternal Glory's conference room, everyone swaying as they materialized back into regular space. But you contest that? Jake inquired. I, alongside others who share my conviction, firmly believe that every iteration of sentience possesses intrinsic worth, Reynolds responded. We are confident that baseline humanity and other species can flourish with sufficient time and proper nurturing. The reason for our presence, Dr. Carter scrutinized her scanner data from their short voyage to the dimensional rifts. The energy signatures your tech picked up are beyond anything in our current scientific understanding, Commodore Reynolds. She paused. What you've revealed to us is groundbreaking, but how can we be absolutely certain this is genuine? How do we rule out the possibility of an incredibly sophisticated illusion? Reynolds' smile broadened, seeming more sincere this time. Doctor, in approximately half a minute, your advanced long-range sensors will register significant gravitational anomalies at the coordinates I'm about to transmit. These anomalies will originate from one of the entities struggling to breach normal space. She recited a string of figures, unintelligible to those present, yet Admiral Vexar urgently transmitted them to his sensor team. Precisely half a minute later, alarm blared across the vessel. Admiral! The sensor operator's voice cracked with terror. We're registering colossal gravitational anomalies at the visitor's designated coordinates. Something is violently ripping open the fabric of reality itself. All eyes in the conference room fixed upon Commodore Reynolds, aghast. A newfound clarity washed over her. Whatever transformations these enhanced beings underwent, they spoke undeniable truths about the looming galactic threat. If their warnings held merit, they represented perhaps our sole beacon of survival. Cacophonous alarms persisted across Admiral Vexar's flagship, sensor data corroborating Commodore Kate Reynolds' prescient warning. An immense entity strained to breach the boundaries of normal space at the galaxy's edge. Admiral, a voice declared, the gravitational anomalies are intensifying. The sensor operator's voice trembled. Whatever's triggering them is rapidly closing in, threatening a full breach. Rin pivoted to address the tense conference room. These detections are merely the harbinger. For months, the entities have probed the dimensional barriers. Soon, they will exploit a vulnerability and shatter them with overwhelming force. Captain Jake Morrison, eyes glued to his scanner, urgently asked, "How much time remains?" Reynolds grimly responded, "Possibly very little. That's why an immediate decision is paramount. Will you embrace our defense or confront this menace solo?" Admiral Vestar scanned the room, faces etched with terror. Precisely what's on offer? Complete tech synergy, Reynolds stated. We grant superior tech, yet guide its use. We accept the mantle of Galactic Defender against these entities. So, what's the quid pro quo? Inquired Crystal Mind Turville, her crystalline form shifting through a spectrum of vibrant hues, acknowledging that evolved humans now wield considerable influence across the cosmos. Reynolds elaborated, your societies will largely preserve their autonomy, yet in matters of perilous tech exploration or ventures into uncharted cosmic territories, our consent becomes imperative. Vinnick's gas churned menacingly within his containment suit. You're essentially asking us to become your puppets. I'm urging you to confront reality, Reynolds responded with composure. The cosmos harbors perils far exceeding your comprehension. Forces capable of obliterating entire galaxies lurk in the shadows. Your present technology is akin to children toying with inferno. Hive speaker Zekmoth, his 6 arms weaving intricate patterns, delved into his people's genetic archives. The memory songs forewarn of this dilemma. Embrace guardianship and forfeit autonomy, or reject it and confront annihilation. Concurrently on the bridge of the UNS Endeavour, Dr. Lisa Carter was. Upon scrutinizing the sensor data related to the dimensional anomaly, her discovery compelled an immediate call to Captain Morrison. Jake, this is critical. You need to witness this, she urgently transmitted. The gravitational fluctuations are not arbitrary. They're adhering to a discernible sequence, indicating a deliberate probing of the interdimensional boundaries. It's as though something is methodically evaluating the barriers between dimensions. Elaborate on the pattern, Lisa, Jake pressed. It's akin to observing someone manipulate a complex lock, Lisa clarified. Whatever entity is out there is gaining insight into the mechanics of our reality, pinpointing vulnerabilities where a breach could occur, Chief. Deep within the engine room, engineer Sam Davis monitored his instruments as unprecedented energy surges overloaded every frequency. "Pete, check this out," he exclaimed to his assistant. "The augmented human ships are initiating something extraordinary." Pete Wilson scrutinized his displays. "Chief, the entire fleet is reconfiguring. The vessels are disassembling and reshaping into unimaginable formations." All eyes were glued to the main view screen as the 200 enigmatic ships commenced their metamorphosis, fracturing into smaller units before coalescing anew. Unimaginable violations of engineering and physics heralded battle readiness. Commander Ryan Brooks grasped. The query lingered. Against what foe? Swiftly, a dimensional rift erupted, unleashing horrors best left unseen. An indescribable entity, transcending human comprehension with its multidimensional existence, materialized, a perpetually morphing abyss consuming light itself. Stars faded into oblivion and planets evaporated into nothingness. "My God," Jake breathed, "how can we combat such a force?" The augmented human fleet advanced to confront the being, initiating a conflict of unparalleled scale. Ships unleashed weapons that traversed multiple dimensions concurrently, and energy beams arced across space defying the laws of physics, striking targets beyond conventional detection. The entity retaliated with weapons that appeared to dismantle the very fabric of existence. Its offensive ripped through space, leaving a void that transcended mere vacuum. Existence itself seemed expunged from those zones. Dr. Carter monitored the conflict via her instruments, striving to decipher the unfolding events. "Jake, these augmented humans aren't merely battling in our dimension. They're engaged on a minimum of 8 distinct dimensional planes concurrently." "Are they prevailing?" Jake inquired. "I'm unable to ascertain," Lisa conceded. "This engagement is so intricate. Much of it transpires within dimensions I can scarcely perceive." Commodore Reynolds, awaiting a response amidst the escalating battle, emphasized, "Witness the formidable adversary we face. For half a century, this has been our struggle, and this is merely a single entity. Untold thousands more lurk within the dimensional void." Admiral Vestar observed the surreal combat on the main display. Advanced human vessels maneuvered defying physical laws, engaging an impossible foe. "Should we accept your proposal, how can we be assured you won't seize complete control?" "Our aim isn't dominion," Reynolds asserted. "Governing three-dimensional civilizations would resemble adults commandeering a playground, rendering it uninspired and devoid of purpose. We desire peers capable of evolving to our stature, not subordinates." The battle intensified, nearing its apex. The augmented human fleet strategically enveloped the dimensional entity, striking from diverse dimensional vectors. Methodically, agonizingly, they propelled it toward the spatial tear. "Captain Morrison," Reynolds declared, addressing Jake, "as the emissary of baseline humanity, what is your verdict?" Surveyed the chamber, his gaze sweeping across the extraterrestrial dignitaries, then settling on Admiral Vexar. A palpable anticipation filled the air, all eyes fixed on him, urging him to break the silence. The gravity of the choice threatened to suffocate him. "If I consent," Jake began, his voice measured, "what becomes of humanity's autonomy? What fate awaits Earth?" Reynolds offered a reassuring nod. "Earth retains its sovereignty in all domestic affairs. However," he continued, "concerning interstellar expeditions, weapons development, or interactions with uncharted alien civilizations, Earth will be required to confer with us beforehand." He paused, allowing the unspoken alternative to hang heavy. "And should you decline," Reynolds gestured toward the ferocious battle unfolding beyond the viewport, "you confront that." Alone, Captain Morrison stated. Let me be unequivocal. Your present weaponry is utterly ineffective against these entities. You couldn't even graze them. Jake's thoughts raced to his crew, Earth, and humanity's colonies scattered across the cosmos. Then he considered the entity poised to obliterate existence itself. I consent to your conditions, he declared. Humanity embraces this alliance. Individually, the alien delegates concurred. The Krytac were foremost, their inherited knowledge rendering the decision self-evident. The Velinary, following rigorous deliberation, even the haughty Maroon conceded that survival outweighed autonomy. Admiral Vexar declared, the Galactic Dominion embraces the safeguarding and mentorship of the human evolutionary collective. Instantly, the external conflict intensified, with the augmented human fleet exhibiting unparalleled synergy, seemingly unleashing their full potential. Swiftly, they repelled the dimensional entity, sealing the spatial fissure. Why didn't you unleash this power sooner? From the outset, Commander Brooks inquired, Reynolds offered a genuine human smile, revealing we needed you to truly grasp the magnitude of the threat. This wasn't merely a dichotomy between liberty and servitude, but a stark decision between safeguarding and utter annihilation. Dr. Carter recalibrated her scanners as the augmented human armada resumed its primary configuration. Commodore Reynolds, what unfolds subsequently? Now, Reynolds affirmed, we embark on the genuine endeavor, commencing with a substantial technological overhaul and instructing you in the detection of interdimensional breaches. But crucially, we're initiating your civilization's readiness for the vast cosmos extending beyond our galaxy. A greater universe? Jake questioned. Captain Morrison responded, this galaxy is merely a humble locale within a universe teeming with unimaginable marvels and terrors. The entities you witnessed represent only minor perils. To ensure your civilization's survival and flourishing, a profound evolution is imperative. Admiral Vestar gazed at the stars, now appearing considerably more perilous, asking, are you suggesting even graver dangers exist? I'm postulating. The cosmos is immemorial and boundless, teeming with forces that dwarf dimensional entities to mere specks, Reynolds declared. However, with our mentorship, your civilization could potentially ascend to join these formidable ranks. The choice remains yours. As the augmented human fleet commenced its dispersal towards other imperiled systems, a shared realization dawned upon everyone in the conference room. Their galaxy had embarked on its maiden voyage into a far grander, more perilous universe. The Galactic Dominion's paramount apprehension wasn't solely the Armada's humanity, their deepest dread. My fears were validated. These evolved beings showcase humanity's potential, unleashed. This transformation is simultaneously our crowning achievement and a chilling prophecy.